mountain pass, a red car and an appropriate soundtrack. You'd think we're trying to recreate the Italian Job. The Lexus IS350, however, is more akin to Kill Bill. Think Tokyo Underworld and black suits. Fortunately, its inconspicuous exterior has also found favour with more respectable members of society, and with Marius.
Lindsay has told me I am a Lexus whore. Let's be honest, if you are going to be a whore, be the top of the pile at least. Lexus I've always loved. I mean, there's something cocooning and really special about their attention to detail. The cars are super silent, the interior is always so welcoming and plush and perfectly laid out. But let's be honest, there aren't too many Lexus that I would personally buy. I mean, I've always loved the IS350. Beautiful looking car, a little bit understated, but there is a bit of sportiness hidden in all of that. The problem is, I would never buy an IS350 for that reason. It's a 250, it just doesn't have enough raw down power and grunt and the ability to do some crazy boy stuff. That has all changed though, because now in a Lexus IS, you can do this. How much fun is that? Oh, the inner boy. And then you can slip back into comfortable cruising to work and be a serious businessman. The real talking point, of course, is the all-aluminium 3.5 litre V6 direct injection engine that is now sitting in the body of a Lexus IS. If you look at its competitors, obviously going up against BMW, the 3 Series, the Audi A4 and the Merc C-Class, good news, class leading in terms of power. 233 kilowatts, 378 newton meters of torque. It's a free revving engine that delivers good grunt, low down. And that is going to get people's heads turning because IS has always been kind of just below in terms of popularity stakes, even though, as we know, it's one of the best cars to drive and super luxurious. But now it can take the fight to the 335 and the C350. They've got to put paddle shifts up on the steering, so it's a quick shift of the hand and you can take it out of the 6-speed auto box and jam it into the sport mode. In terms of gearbox, it's super smooth, but we've always known that with all Lexus. I think probably the only critical point I can have is on the box. If you want to get super aggressive in terms of your driving and attacking a mountain pass, sometimes you're just not quite sure what gear you want to put it into with the paddles, but let's not be super critical. At the end of the day, this car's going to be driven around town by an executive on his way to work, and when he feels like it, he's going to want to slap that loud throttle and get the real thrill of 233 kilowatts. V6 engine sounds so good. The only problem is the Lexus is so cosseted, so soundproof, and you don't always get to hear the roar of that engine.
With the exception of the V8-powered ISF, Lexus hasn't been known for producing particularly sporty cars. The technically advanced and highly capable LFA supercar changed all of that. True, its dynamic achievements pale somewhat when you consider its astronomical price, but it does add kudos to the brand's other performance models.
Now, anybody that's driven the IS350 always comments on how well set up the engine to chassis combination was. Always been a great handler. So I was a little bit concerned about what was going to happen when you suddenly increase the kilowatts from 151 to 233. If you look at its competitors like the BMW 335, it's only 225 kilowatts, so there's a lot of grunt going on here, but I tell you, what an absolute pleasure to drive. Going through the rear wheel, it's very well set up. For me, that's always key. Sometimes you drive a car and it feels like what is being pushed out through the rear wheels is just far too much for the chassis to handle, but they've really got it set up sweetly. Very direct steering, whether you're driving it with the traction on or off, it's very intuitive and it gives you way time to kind of anticipate what is going on. You really can feel every bend, every bump, every curve through the steering, so Lexus has certainly got that spot on. Whether you find yourself in the EX or the SE, interior is always going to be Lexus top notch. So what is the difference between the two derivatives that they've got? Well, for the top of the range SE that we're driving in, you're going to get memory seats, fold back side mirrors, it comes with LED running lights, and importantly 18-inch alloys. It's got the wooden trim, which for me, I'm not too sure if I am too crazy and mad about it. The best part, it comes with a moonroof. Doesn't seem to be working. Oh, we'll just call it a sunroof then, I guess. The Robinson Pass is, in my opinion, the greatest piece of tarmac to drive in the country. Its compound corners, tight hairpins and fast sweeping bends really test the mettle of both machine and man. And let me tell you, the Lexus IS350 has not disappointed. It looks sedate and stately, the perfect executive car to get to work every day. But man, the 233 kilowatts delivers an unbelievable rear-wheel driving experience. So the only question yet to be answered is the 350i going to take the fight to the German top three? Well, on price alone, hey man, most certainly. The entry level, spec-wise, the XE, is priced at just under 500 grand, and the one that we've obviously been testing, the SE, comes in at just under 550,000 rand. Now if you compare it spec for spec against the German top three, you're going to find that it's ranging from between 40 and 70,000 rand cheaper. And I'll tell you, from a pure performance and driving perspective, it's up there with the best of them. So I guess for me, the IS350 is a lot like the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. Beneath that suit is a tattooed badass.